This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on outruns.network.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I am Meryl Klimo.
Hi, Meryl. How are you today?
I'm really good. Good for a Monday.
There you go. How was your Halloween weekend?
Oh my gosh, my Halloween weekend was awesome. We dressed as the bad guys from Home Alone, and I was the short one that looks like Joe Pesci, of course. And then it was I have to say we ordered it off of Amazon, like the whole thing where they just have you pay $22 and you get the hat and the feathers and the cap and everything. And we were happily like it was great. We got everything we needed for $22, so it was great.
Nice. Did everybody dress up?
Well, it was just my boyfriend and I. So yeah, everyone dressed up and then we went out trick-or-treating, and then we kind of got like very overstimulated at how many children were out there. And and then the next day he came home with Reese's peanut butter cups because I was complaining that I didn't get any of the candy.
That sounds like a great weekend.
It was very cool. How about you?
Let's see. Actually, we sat back and enjoyed the trick-or-treaters. I know last weekend we had our Halloween party in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
this weekend did that, and then went to go see a premiere of a new movie coming out, which basically talks about toxic family, toxic community, and dealing with abuse within the household. So it was a story, even though it's based around the Indian culture, South Asian culture. It's actually something that pretty much anyone can relate to.
Yeah, that's great too. And it's a good resource for people, I think, to know that they're not alone and to have that modeled. I feel like more and more, especially with the internet and everything, now
Mhm.
people that are going through abusive situations can like very easily connect with other people and hear about stories and, find help.
Oh, absolutely. And, the nice thing is that there's so many resources out there today that didn't exist years ago to help people that are in these situations. So I'm excited about this movie. I can't wait till it comes out.
Me too. Wait, now, very importantly, what did you give out for Halloween? What kind of candy?
You know what? I gave out like the sweet tarts, Tootsie Rolls. Let's see. I think Nerds is what I gave out. I try to give out pretty decent candy.
Okay, good. Sweet tarts, I feel like are a hidden favorite. I feel like they're forgotten art.
And then, of course, you got to throw in the classics like Reese's Pieces and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
yeah, so yep. So I don't have to worry about my house being egged this year because I gave out crappy candy.
And you didn't give out any of the THC laced candy that we read about last week?
No, didn't have enough to go around. So
No. See, I'm paranoid too, where we got lollipops handed out from like different houses, and I haven't eaten them. Like I think I'm gonna either throw them away or something because I don't know why, but I don't trust like lollipops because I'm like, okay, what if they were open before, or like who knows what they're made with?
you know what? I say go with your gut. If you don't trust it, go ahead and toss it.
I know some true clowns gave it to us. There's a nice clown house that I feel like is very, very trustworthy, and I have no reason to be paranoid, but I don't know about those lollipops.
Well, talking about interesting stories here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna let you go first, Meryl.
Okay, I'll start out on a sad note. I'm sorry, everyone, but mine only get better. So if you're bummed out by this one, don't worry, it only gets better. Um, San Francisco is mourning uh, a cat, a sweet cat. Oh, it just closed on me. Okay, San Francisco mourns a cat killed by a Waymo self-driving car. I don't know if you've heard about this already, but there was this beloved bodega cat in San Francisco's Mission District. Kit Kat, a 9-year-old tabby, affectionately known as the mayor of 16th Street, was sadly run over last week outside of Randa's Market, the convenience store right next to the theater where he lived. And so pretty much I read about this, and what happened was, I guess Waymo picked up someone and then made a quick turn, or a quick gesture, and the cat was near under the car, and it just wasn't expecting it. And this is a cat that's outside all the time and used to a lot of traffic, pedestrian traffic, cars, bikes, everything. But I think the Waymo just was, not suited for it. And it sadly ran Kit Kat over. And I guess lots of people were screaming. It was during the daytime. And sadly, the cat didn't make it. And now there's a lot of people are paying homage to the cat outside with a lot of signs. And the owner is devastated. And it definitely, I saw a comment that I think sums it up, where it said it's even more anger inducing, the fact that something without a soul or any conscience hit this beloved cat, because usually, okay, maybe someone can get out and feel bad, or some accidents do happen. But if it's just a self-driving car, that really is so just dystopian, I think.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And, the interesting thing about that story is that could have easily been a little child. What if you're in a really good neighborhood? And again, that's why I'm not a really big fan of the self-driving cars without someone in that driver's seat, because there's so many different scenarios that can happen that you have to really think on your feet. And
Yeah.
there's so many scenarios that the computerized car may not have encountered, so which means they don't know how to react to them.
I know. And I think too, I feel like any way for a pet to go is so sad, but there is something heartless about having a cat, your beloved pet or your neighborhood mascot, die that way, because you're just calling Waymo. And it's kind of as much as we think the CEO or whoever cares, they kind of don't. And, I think there was even some statement well, this is bound to happen at some point. And so it's kind of you're just calling a car company that is pretty much an AI technology company that doesn't really care that much. So I feel that's very sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And, it goes back to the situation again, is who do you go after? Who do you, after the owner of the car, the company, people who design the software? When a person does something, it's pretty straightforward who's at fault. But when it's technology, again, who do you go after at that point?
I know. And it's so sad thinking too that this is a cat. It's not just an animal that got loose and it was whoopsies, I'm running all around. I feel like this was a cat that seemed to know what it was doing. And so many people had videos and photos of it just hanging out by the store all the time. And so it's just not fair for it too, because it probably wasn't acting erratic or wasn't being a bad cat. It just was just happened to two things collided at once.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll definitely send prayers out, and like I said, when you see an autonomous car, keep your pets inside.
Yeah, for sure. I see videos all the time of ones trying to make a left turn and cross over 6 different ones. I just think they weren't ready yet. We're not ready to have it be in charge of lives and these huge decisions. Oh, but the other thing is that I felt bad before when the Waymos were destroyed and burnt, but now I did see a video of people wearing a cat mask and drawing on a Waymo, and it wasn't that particular car, but they were lighting one on fire. And I have to admit that now I was finally okay, yeah, burn that Waymo. I've always felt bad for it before, but then now there's a sense of retribution that I'm okay, get it.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on LRADTVNetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss in your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodthnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodthnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Oh, yeah, I definitely understand. Well, this story is either going to make you happy or it's going to make you mad. We'll see what side of the fence you're on. But I have a question that I want to pose out there. Now that, we're past Halloween by, 2 or 3 days, are we celebrating Christmas too soon? It is amazing how many Christmas commercials are starting to pop up and stuff like this. We haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the third day of November. And I don't know. Whether Christmas is being celebrated too soon is a matter of opinion. With valid arguments on both sides, many people believe that celebrating early can make the holidays feel less special, while others feel that the joy and positivity of the season are beneficial and should be embraced as soon as possible. Ultimately, there's no single correct answer, and personal preference is a major factor. Merle, what do you think? Do you think that we're celebrating too early?
That's really interesting because I feel like it brings up two things. It's like in terms of matter of the heart and spirit, like mentally and physically getting prepared for the holidays, which like I love, and I am definitely a holiday girl. Like I love Halloween. I love this whole stretch of November. Like I feel like it all goes too fast, and 3 months for it to be like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas / Hanukkah / whatever you're celebrating is like too soon for me. It's like, it's like a sprint and then it's over and then January comes and we're all depressed. But I feel like commercially, yes, it does seem like I just was at the grocery store and I saw candy canes out. And my first feeling was like, I literally thought like, I'm tired. And usually I get very excited, but I do feel like, especially with this year, just having to buy things. I mean, no one's telling us you have to buy things, but just already seeing like candy canes and having to think about that. My first response was fatigue.
I totally understand. Now, me personally, if I had my way, I'd have my Christmas tree up all year long, but the wife won't let me do that. So.
Me too. And I really wish, like, I love Halloween so much that I could use 2 months for that. And then like a month and a half for Thanksgiving and then 3 months for Christmas. And so, like it's hard to just mentally switch into, I mean, some people don't think about it at all, but I definitely feel like I give a lot of like thought and attention to just holiday activities. And so it is quick to go like immediately from Halloween to Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Now, 2 popular opinions. One for argument to wait to celebrate would be it overshadows the holidays. A focus on Christmas in November can overshadow Thanksgiving, which is a distinct holiday with its own traditions. Well, on the opposite side of that, the arguments for celebrating Christmas early is that it extends happiness, joy, and positivity. Early celebration is seen by some as a way to spread more happiness and positivity, especially in a world that can feel very negative. I can kind of agree with that statement. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. And I like what you said earlier too, where I think it's not too early at all to start like decorating your house and making it feel cozy in whatever way you want, like for Christmas. It's so funny too, because I'm Jewish. So like, I really I shouldn't be celebrating Christmas, but I celebrate anything, but, same thing is whatever holiday you like. I feel like it's never too early to like get that feeling inside of your house or with your loved ones. But I do feel like at CVS and Walmart and Target, it does feel a little crazy to like immediately switch it all over.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just surprised that over the years how it just seems like we go from summer to Christmas lately. Where
I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Halloween, even though they tried, they can't overshadow that because too many people like Halloween. But it seems like Thanksgiving, it's like they just bulldoze right over that for whatever.
Yeah. A tiny
And
aisle or
I agree. I think it's more of a commercial thing versus the true nature of what Christmas is because a lot of people, in my opinion, feel they look at Christmas in the wrong light. Christmas is about being thankful. It's about the birth of Jesus Christ. It's
yep.
about spreading happiness and joy. It's not about how many people you can buy a gift for, how expensive the gift is. That's not what Christmas is about. And it's not about going into debt either.
No. Except my Christmas is about going to New York, getting hot chocolate. I don't have kids, so that's so I can treat myself to a Times Square moment. But yeah, I agree. And I'm like, can you imagine if we had leaders on both parties that like really installed that type of way of thinking rather than just making it all about monetary stuff and Black Friday spending and Sephora and all that kind of stuff. So but I agree. I swear, I really think July 4th, once July 5th happened, I think they started putting up Christmas things in the stores.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I think that I personally like Christmas because, again, with the exception of going to the mall, it's a beautiful, happy occasion. For whatever reasons, like when you go to the mall, people like lose their effing mind around Christmas time, want to fight you for parking spaces and stuff. So that's the exception to the rule. But generally, it's a happy occasion.
Yeah, I agree. Well, something that kind of baffled me this year that I thought was really funny is that dictionary.com named their 2025 word of the year, and it's not really a word, it's more of a number depending on who you ask, is 67. Now, I would say this is the first internet thing that I continue to not understand. I feel like usually I am very like with the times, or at least I'm on TikTok a lot. I love to like see what the young kids are doing, and I usually am like kind of in on the bit, at least like what I think it is. But the term 6'7" first started circulating in 2024, and I continue to still not really understand it. Which like I believe that's also part of the bit, is that it kind of like there's really nothing to understand. For Halloween, I saw so many people dressed as 6'7" that like and I thought it was hilarious, but there's also grandmas that I saw that were like, there was a grandma that had a 6 and a grandpa that was a 7, and we were saying we love your costumes, and the grandma was like, thanks, I don't understand what it means either, but I and I thought that was so cute. So I mean, I think this is a little ridiculous that it's the word of the year. I think like whose word to me, it's a very like small population of young people, and it's funny and it's on TikTok, but I haven't really heard like the everyday in real life person referring to it.
I tell you, I am so glad my son is in college now and I don't have to deal with that 6'7" nonsense. And the crazy thing is, when you ask the kids doing this, none of them have no idea what it stands for. They just do it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Some people say it can be treated like an exclamation if you're excited about something, or that it can be closer to like meh or whatever. But to me, it's like, I think that's part of it, where whenever I ask like younger, like my kids, my parents' kids, they're like, yeah, there's nothing to understand. I'm like, okay, that's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine if you had either kids or maybe some siblings or whoever around you, and all you kept hearing for like 15 minutes straight, 6'7", 6'7", 6'7".
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for me, after a couple of minutes, like, all right, shut up, shut up.
Exactly. Exactly. I always want, like, I love silly things, and I love that when kids have silly things. And I also think too, like, there's these, have you ever heard of like aura farming?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Like, that's really funny. That's a really funny saying that I've heard young kids use, like aura, there's like an aura about you. And aura farming is like when you
Oh,
do
okay.
something cool, or when you like draw an aura from something, and you're like gaining
Okay.
aura points. And like there's other terms that I'm like, okay, that's silly, and I could see myself using that if I was in high school or something. But 6'7" just seems like such like a 13-year-old boy thing, doesn't it?
It does. And what's so crazy is that it's amazing that something so simple that has zero meaning to it whatsoever is so popular.
I know.
This
Yeah,
almost reminds me of the pet rock.
yeah. I'm just surprised they put it at dictionary.com put it as the word of the year because I think like in a silly way they could have said like runner up 6-7 and done a silly thing, but I
Mhm.
think it's kind of like eroding our brain a little bit, like I think they could have chosen like a real actual word like oligarchy or something.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Talk about interesting things. Well, there is a new penny policy at stores and businesses around the country. Due to severe penny shortages, stores are implementing new policies primarily by asking for exact change, and some are starting to round cash transactions to the nearest nickel. However, state and local laws against rounding create a compliance issue for retailers, leading to industry calls for federal legislation that will allow for a standardization rounding system for cash payments. What do you think, Meryl? Do you think that we're going to see the end of the penny soon?
I don't know. I hope, or I don't know if I hope so or not. Like heart wise and nostalgic wise, I just love pennies. Even I don't know why that's like a bad Jewish thing, but anyway, I'm going. Anyway, we can edit that part out if we want to. But anyway, I do love pennies, but because I do think they like go back to just a. I don't know. They make me feel like we're kind of back in like the nice days. Um, and I think like I know people that collect pennies and dimes and everything, and I think that's so cute. But yes, I understand they're kind of dirty when you think about they collect so much dirt and grime on them, and I do think there's not really a need for them anymore. So yeah, I think it's time for them to go. But like I just love coins, and it's like books and Kindles. Like I think just holding things is so much better a lot of times, and like that tactile feeling.
Yeah, and a lot of people still believe cash is king. And
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that this is even an issue because most people don't even use cash anymore. In fact, a lot of the younger generations don't even believe in carrying cash anymore. They just believe in using their debit or credit cards now. So it's rare to see a young person pay anything with cash anymore. So I'm a little confused as to why it would be a shortage. Maybe there's something out there we don't know.
That's true. But don't you feel too? I even feel that way with dollar bills, like thinking about them just circulating and thinking about like, ew, whose hands were these in before? And like, what if they didn't wash their hands? Like, it is kind of disgusting when you think about it.
Yeah, that's why when I handle cash, as crazy as this sounds, I kind of either wash my hands or if I'm not near a bathroom or whatever, I'll get my antibacterial, clean my hands off. Because you're right,
Yeah,
you don't know what's on that bill.
I know. Yeah, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I'm
incredibly
I'm
weird.
still using it. Yeah, I know, and I still feel good about like coins, but I understand they have to go. But I love seeing like old time, especially if we go to a diner or restaurant and they have a menu from like 50 years ago or something with,
Mhm.
an ice cream is like 13 cents or something, like a soda is 7 cents. Like I miss those days, even though I wasn't even part of it.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that.
Well, someone that's getting a lot of pennies in the world this year. The Dodgers won the World Series. Uh, Now I'm forced to care about this for a few different reasons. I live in Los Angeles, and so of course I was out to eat with some friends, and I heard everyone cheering and clapping, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, the World Series, perfect. And also I live with a diehard Padres fan, so I've been there at least watching the playoffs and everything. Now, so they pulled off a comeback, and it was amazing. Like games. I don't know if you happen to see any of them, but they were playing the Toronto Blue Jays. And even as like a non-baseball person, both teams really played amazingly well. There was one game that I think went into like the 18th inning. Is that right? Yeah. And then this game seven was just I thought everyone was playing their heart out of both teams. And I feel like to me it was a really good matchup. I thought the Blue Jays were just like unbelievable, and I've been secretly rooting for them, even though I live here. But yeah, the Dodgers won, just like a lot of people predicted.
It was a great game. It was actually a great series. And,
Yeah.
to me, it's really good when you see games like this fought because these are truly two great organizations that played their heart out. And
Mhm.
basically, both of them had incredible talent on both sides. it basically boiled down to who wanted it more. That's really what it boiled down to.
I know. I know. There was one guy on the Blue Jays. Was that? No, I'll have to find who he was, but I don't know. I thought there was one Blue Jays player that was like absolutely amazing. That I'm like, I feel like even though they lost, I'm like, I hope he still is really proud of himself because he did like I mean, all of them did, but there was one in particular that I thought was like so impressive. Um, and yeah, of course, everyone's obsessed with Shohei Ohtani. I feel like that's just like the fact that he's on the team, of course, is just makes sense. But yeah, now is this something that you like? Did you kind of have a feeling that the Dodgers were going to win, or did you not pay that much mind to it before?
You know what? I mean, I'm not really a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
So, I watched a little bit of it because obviously it was the World Series or whatever, but really it could have went either way. Based on the way they were both playing, both teams were playing, it could have easily went both ways. And I think we saw that during that 18-inning marathon that probably 90% of people had to turn away from because like, okay, this is getting late now. I'll just see you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly. Now, if it was the Bears in football, how would you stay?
Oh, I would definitely stay. But based on the rules, it wouldn't be that long of a game.
Yeah, yeah. But if a game was going just randomly till like 2 a.m., you would stay and be cheering the whole time?
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah, you're a true fan.
I'd pay for it the next day, but yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's definitely a camaraderie too when you're just in it that long of a night too with like
Yes,
other
yes. Shout out to the Bears too. They won.
Yeah, I saw that.
42.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so all you Bears haters out there, take that.
I need to pay more attention to the Bears now that I don't have to watch a lick of baseball until I'm like counting down the months. I'm like, how many months of silence do I have? Like,
Well, I would like to end this on a great note. There's a story out, and this is not only here in the Chicagoland area, but also around the country, where there are restaurants stepping up to help SNAP recipients during this shutdown issue. So, give you an example, an iconic Chicago deli, starting today, will offer those with SNAP cards a free family meal as the government shutdown continues into its 34th day, and benefits for the nation's biggest food aid program are frozen. So the place here that's doing it is called let's see, what's the name? It's Manny's Deli in Chicago. And the meals include a sandwich, potato cake, pickles, and a soft drink.
yum.
We offer to the first 300 SNAP recipients each day until supplies run out. Manny's added quantities could increase with donations, with the fundraiser already showing $37,000 raised for the initiative. My hat goes off to Manny's and other restaurants doing this. I think that's a beautiful thing. Um, Obviously, this can't be sustained too long because you can only help so many people. But for the ones that are stepping up to help out, kudos to them. Great.
I agree. I agree. That's awesome. And I've seen so many stories about people donating to food banks and seeing what your local food bank needs. I think is a good point too, because a lot of people,
Mhm.
sometimes they need like dog food or they're they're low on like canned vegetables. So I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a great way to end today's segment.
Yeah.
Well, Meryl, tell us what you have coming up.
Okay, I won't stop promoting it. I have a show November 12th at the La Jolla Comedy Store. I'm hosting it, and the headliner is Tom Arnold. And if you use my name Meryl as the code, you get some money off your ticket.
Nice. Make sure you come out and support Meryl. And again, for everyone, thank you for supporting us. We
Yes.
definitely appreciate you guys watching us or listening us. And also make sure that you help us by spreading the word and having other people come watch us and listen to us as well. And also, last thing, make sure that you come to all of our social media sites and, comment on some of the shows and episodes that you watched.
Yay, please do. Tell your cool friends about us.
Absolutely. Or not so cool. You can tell them too.
I like the geeky friends. Actually, yeah, tell your like supportive geeky friends about us.
There you go. Well, I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on outruns.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.